Poor Planetside. This poor franchise has been beaten, smashed, picked up, knocked out, and scraped up off the floor over and over again since 2012. Planetside 2, the successor to Planetside 1, a game that was so unique for its time it boggles the mind. Planetside 2, still the world's only MMO first-person shooter. So what went down today? Well, really it's a shuffling of the books. It seems that Daybreak Games has split into 3 studios to manage the 3 remaining properties it seems to give a shit about, that being DC Universe Online, Everquest, and Planetside. This discussion will be focused on Planetside, which will now be developed by a new studio headed up by Andy Seitz called Rogue Planet Games. RPG. Pretty neat, don't you think? The pitch is that the developers who are close to the franchise and know what it needs are going to get more autonomy to make it what it needs to be, which sounds really great. Andy Seitz made a Reddit post today talking about how the team is now 3 times larger than it was just a few months ago. Although not knowing what that number from a few months ago was, it's hard to say how much this means. We know that when the doors were shut on Planetside Arena, a lot of people lost their jobs. I think one of those people was Paul Ziadzio. In a tweet today, Paul referenced a Polygon article that talks about the split. First, he quoted RPG. Instead, we're really trying to push responsibility for the franchises down to the developers who are most close to it and really kind of adopt this franchise-first philosophy. Paul retorted, as opposed to before, when game designs were dictated from on high, and were forced to work on a Battle Royale clone that had literally 0 marketing, and then 35 people lost their jobs 2 weeks later? If responsibility means agency, that would have been nice 200 people ago. And this is what I'm talking about. This franchise has chewed through fans and developers alike. This franchise, which no matter how beat to shit it gets, still goes. There's over 1,000 people each day, according to Steam charts, that log in and play this game. And I'm one of them. Planetside is this game I can never seem to put down because it's so unique and so good at what it does that no matter how it stumbles, I keep coming back. Here's an unpopular opinion. I believe that the developers who work on Planetside are intelligent, passionate, and hardworking about doing right by it and its fans. I believe that devs like Rel, Cardo, Iron Sights, and the rest bust their asses earnestly. But here's the thing that working in corporate America has taught me personally. No matter how many people that you consider friends work at a company, are involved in the decision-making processes, and whose counsel you value and trust, no matter how honest those souls are, or how fervently they invest themselves into the product or service a company delivers, a company is a machine, and a machine can destroy people. At the end of the day, Planetside is too big of a game for a guy in a basement to make. It's not Stardew Valley after all, so we're left with this. And we all would really hope for better for Planetside. I'm not deluding myself into thinking that Rogue Planet Games is much more than Daybreak Game Company throwing up their hands and saying, "We give up. We don't know what to do. We failed. Rather than trying to manage these properties, let's split them up. That'll make it easier for us to sell." I suspect that the best case scenario for Planetside at this point goes something like this. It gets a groundswell of veteran support and hype based on a few good updates in a row, and then Daybreak, who is still Planetside's publisher, will be able to sell the game to someone who can realize the dream of Planetside 3 that Andy, God bless him, keeps teasing us with. Look, I'm going to keep playing Planetside. I know that role-playing games aren't my friends, but I also know that there are many there who I would be happy to call friends. As a gamer and an onlooker, my feeling is that I owe it to myself to hold these conflicting realities in suspension for as long as I can, or at least until a better idea comes along. This has been Deeg. Catch you next time.